We tend to think of bugs as pretty small, insignificant animals. But I took an aquatic entomology class in college, and it blew my mind. You can be in a stream and you can look down and see hundreds of these. Amazing life that has persisted for tens of thousands of years right in our backyards. I've spent my career thinking about bugs and how they live and where they live. What we've been doing today is a little outside the box. We put out baskets in the Cedar River watershed, one of the best streams in the county. And we basically made little bug condos. We wanted them to move in and feel cool and comfortable for about 6 weeks. Now we are bringing them down here to Taylor Creek. Many urban streams are really not supporting life that they did historically. It may be worth trying to jumpstart that recovery. So unpack baskets of rocks and put them into the stream and work our way down so that we're not trumping through the stream after we've added the bugs. We're just looking to get them to the water as efficiently as possible without damaging them in the process. We unloaded them carefully along with the rocks and the sticks, so the introduction was as easy as possible for these bugs. This is an adult stonefly. Pretty typical for a lot of bugs we see in streams. They're called macroinvertebrates. We can see them with the naked eye, but pretty small. These tiny bugs here, mayflies, are really important salmon food for the smallest of salmon that we would love to see more of in this stream. We want to improve these habitats so that the salmon can come back.
Without bugs, we are not going to have salmon, and we're not going to have orca whales. It all begins in the streams. In King County, there's hundreds of streams, and they're everywhere. But you don't know it when you're driving around because they're going through pipes.
They're little ditches that we cross without even knowing.
Through people's backyards.
Behind the shopping center. Over 100 years ago in this area.
When Europeans first came to the Northwest, they were very much of an exploitative frame of mind. These are trees to be cut down. These are streams to be dug out and straightened so that logs can be floated out. Salmon, bugs, wildlife, intrinsic beauty,
Instead of letting all these forests grow back, we've replaced them with our cities and our towns.
Highways and driveways and roofs.
Now, water will run off with so much more intensity that it can turn the streams into a blender.
You know, if you were to look at a map of our stream quality, in the most urban areas, so downtown Seattle, Shoreline, Renton, you tend to see poorer scores. As you get further away, the scores get better and better and better. And in basins with practically no development at all, that's where you really see the best scores.
Stream health. That's kind of a complex, abstract concept. How do we track that over time? One of the best, most economical ways are this diverse community of bugs that lives in the stream.
This is called a server net. We place it down into the stream 8 times to get 8 square feet at each site.
We'll set a quick timer and then agitate the substrate with the weed tool for the next minute. Kick up all those little rocks where there are bugs hiding in between them and just use the flow of the stream to push them down into the net.
We'll leave those rocks here and we'll take the bugs to a lab to identify how many of which types of bugs were in here to generate a score, the bug score. We know some bugs are particularly sensitive to water chemistry. Other bugs are particularly sensitive to the big floods that can happen in the winter.
And so when you take all these different bugs and you kind of add them together, you get a really nice full picture about what stressors must be impacting this community. We've been monitoring streams in this really systemic way since 2002. The data is indicating conditions are improving in our streams, habitat's improving in our streams.
Just about 25% of our stream sites have improving bug scores.
So we're doing the right thing. Yeah.
There's been a tremendous amount of work to improve these streams. We've tried to reduce the impacts of stormwater, controlling the flows as well as treating the stormwater. We've tried to improve the physical habitat, this zone that's next to the stream. We've tried to remove invasive species and we've tried to plant new trees. And there's still a lot of work to do. We think that we've made a difference in Taylor Creek, but we haven't seen the bug communities come back on their own. The stream is isolated. There isn't a natural source of bugs to move back into these streams. If we continue to find the bugs that we've added today, we will consider this a success. In order to maintain the health of Puget Sound, we need to be thinking upstream.
Streams are a resource that we should cherish and we should preserve and we should support. When bugs are happy, everything else is happy too.
And if we give them the habitat conditions that they need, they'll actually come back and thrive and persist. That's pretty inspiring to me. Our actions will enable streams to really thrive again the way they did